Hello, we are Sornia. Thank you for opening your hearts and allowing us to come to you in the ways that we do. It is an honor to have this, I'll call it a privilege, of interacting with you. All of us here, there are many, 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 more than I can absolutely count, that would like to share their guidance, their insight, their encouragement with you. Each one of us over the coming weeks, as long as you allow it, each one of us will take the opportunity to come forward. We will not tell you our names. There's a reason for that we've explained. But we want you to know who we are. We want you to know that there are many here and that each one of us that steps forward is a little bit different from the next. Just like you have your diversity in personality and in your characters in human form, you don't lose that when you leave your human form. In fact, the things that you take with you are some of these traits because you brought them in with you, some of your personality and character traits, and some of them leave with you. Not all, obviously. Some of them you choose to have when you enter into human form. And this is what we kind of want to talk to you about here, is that you choose to have certain personality traits and certain character traits along with choosing your family, choosing what it is that you would like to experience, and consequently what it is that you want to learn. So you will choose also certain personality traits and tendencies. Some of them come from energetic, emotional memories from other lifetimes. Some of your tendencies or some of your likes and dislikes, not all. And I guess it doesn't matter in the long run whether it's from, one of your tendencies is from a past incarnation or another incarnation, or it is something you chose. Not at this point in your evolution do you need to have that discernment, and you may never really need to. We're bringing it up not so much that you go and say, oh, this is from another incarnation and this is just something I chose. You can, but it's not why we're bringing up this topic with you. We're bringing this topic up with you so that you will really fully appreciate how much you are in charge of every detail of your experience. You use your different traits, different personality and character traits and tendencies and all of that to help you gain the knowledge that you are seeking to gain from your experience. So it's like going on an expedition and wanting to discover new places, and you bring with you your tools that you will need given the environment you are going into. And some of the tools will work in your favor and some of them will not, or they will be useless, and you will find that maybe they work against you because the environment you anticipated was going to be one way and it's not that way. So your tool works against you. So we're talking about your personality traits that you may bring in, or you bring in a certain personality trait to be a certain type of person for the role that you're playing out. So you have in your world a very controversial figure in human form. And we are not about to be political here. This is just to use as an example, and a good example, for it's one that you all know. He was the president of your country. You know that he came in, whether you liked him or not. This is not about that, but we're bringing him up because everyone, practically, there were very few of you who were not influenced by him. We are talking about Donald Trump. You know that that name triggers a response. So the soul that is him, and we are not going to get into analyzing him, we're using him as an example. And that's it. This is not political, please. His soul chose certain character traits, certain personality traits through his family line, but also that he brought in from other incarnations that he's experiencing or has experienced. He brought those in order to do something in your world that will have a profound effect on everyone, whether or not this has been made aware to you. Again, we are not being political. We are being in a position of explaining what someone like that man has done. And he is not the only one, but he is the most recent and the most controversial. He has helped to raise awareness in so many different ways by him being who he is, whether you like him or not. Pay attention, because there are others like him. And what are they doing? They're public figures. And we're bringing this up because you are coming to a point where your discernment of your public figures will be crucial to the next moves that you will all be making. So using your discernment, using your clear seeing, your clear understanding, using the heart center, the heart and the solar plexus, your two main areas of receiving information that will be of value for you to discern your leaders' intentions, what they are. Are they being honest and truthful? Are they being deceptive? This is the next step, because you will have certain public figures, many of them are already coming into under scrutiny, but you will have more that will be under scrutiny. And what is going on here? You are experiencing a lot of what we would say the darkness coming to the light, or you may say exposure to truth. And because of that, this is the whole point of this time that you are living in. Whether you like it or not, accept this or not, it is truth. The darkness is being exposed to the light for you, each one of you hearing this message with your own abilities of discernment from the heart, from the gut, your own knowing, because you all know that you can observe a person or an experience, a situation, and you can look at that and say, I believe these are the motivations. Let me be aware, or let me follow a little bit more closely the actions of this individual or that individual. What is really going on here? Because what has happened in your world is through many, many hundreds of years of conditioning, the human being has been in a position now, well, not so much now, it's changing, but up until this great awakening started, humanity had been conditioned to just be submissive and accept things for what they are. This is the way it is. And you can't change anything. And those who try to change things don't get very far. And we're not saying all feel that way. There are many who have done change in small ways. We're talking about the general population here. In the world, not just in your country, it's in the world. Many feel helpless. And this is what is changing, because your ability to impact in a positive, loving, caring, God, creator, source-like way depends on you looking at it from that perspective and understanding it from that perspective. If you are faced with an experience or an individual that somehow your inner guidance is telling you to be aware, you will be aware. Now, does that mean that you run and hide or you become angry? No, you are all too far advanced for that, for me to even give that any sort of attention, but just in case. You are all in a position to be able to use that ability of the inner heart, the heart center, the solar plexus, the gut, in communication with all the rest of your centers of energy in your body to receive the information, receive it up through your soul. You will get some information from your guides, without a doubt. We are there working with you. But what you want to trust is you, what you get. Don't wait for a guide, one of us, to step forward and wait for that experience. We've said this to you many times. You need to know this for yourselves, because this next juncture, if you will, of where humanity is going together, those who are awake and those who are starting to wake up and those who are completely unaware, all of this is coming together in a way that is, your world is changing, and you are going to see individuals step forth who will claim to be the righteous leaders, and they will be convincing. We say they because we don't know how many are actually going to step forward. There may be one, there may be many. We know of a couple right now gearing up for this. And are they truly what's the word that we can use here? Are they there to guide you and to lead humanity to its next level of understanding? Because you are to be autonomous. You are to be working on things yourselves, and you can survive in your world by yourself. But you need unity here. And there are individuals that will step forth and claim that they want to unify, and they seem to have a pure heart. But those of you who have the ability to discern will be able to see through that. Again, nothing to be afraid of here. In fact, you should be really happy with yourselves that you are able to be given this information, and it's being given to you because you have the ability to have that discernment. A unifying force that will manifest as a leader absolutely will be coming in your world. But is this individual that wants to unify of pure heart? As we said, there may be more than one. There may be a group. We don't know how it's going to manifest. We are saying this to you. We are preparing you for this because we will need everyone on board with a pure heart, clear thinking, and grounded in their own understanding of who they are, to be able to expose anyone with nefarious means and intentions, anyone who is there to manipulate and to mislead. We need those of you who are in human form to be so well grounded in who you are that you can sniff out a traitor, you can sniff out a phony at the drop of a hat, because you trust yourselves. So, a little bit of predicting here, for the very reason we're doing this that we try to not predict, but we see this forming and not too far away. And we are not pointing out to any individual. That we cannot do. But you want to be so comfortable with your own inner guidance that anything that shows up that is not of truth, that is not of pure source goodness, you are able to discern that and make other choices. Each of you, every moment of every day, are contributing to the whole. Everyone on your planet. Again, nothing new. We have spoken about this many times. You are all connected. You are connected with everything on your planet, from Mother Earth to all of what Mother Earth is, all of nature, all of the animals, all of the water, the dirt, everything. You are all part of it, and it is part of you. So beautiful. When you are not in human form and you are looking at this connection to all that is on your planet, when you can see the energetic connections, we say you step back in wonder, in awe at the beauty of it. You understand it when you are not in human form. Now we want you to understand it in human form. And you understand it when you know who you are as an eternal being, but you also want to know who you are as a human being. And how does that match? And how does the two align? Because you have your human self that you will leave behind for the most part, and then the eternal you that will be everything. How do they align? You want to be able to see all of this while still in human form. And that's also what you are doing here. As you progress and you move forward and you see the connections, you feel the connections more than see them. Remember, this is more of a sensing. It's more of a feeling. You are improving your telepathic communications with each other. Many of you have noticed that. You think of someone, they send you a message, a phone call, or they knock on your door. And you know what it is that they want to share with you because you've been thinking about that. This is happening much more for many of you, for most of you, we would say. So that's something to look at. Your vibration has raised considerably. In fact, since the last time we've talked, or we've shared or had a session, we see that there's been another surge forward. That's the other thing we want to just mention here. You can surge forward and raise your vibration on your own. And each one of you is responsible for yourselves and raising your vibration for yourself. However, when you do it in community, when you do it connected with others, and you have a shared focus and a shared intention, say one of helping humanity. We'll use that general one because most of you, that's what you want. You want to help people. When you have that and you're sharing that, and that is your focus and that is your intention throughout the day, to be a beacon of light and hope for others as you go through your day, and you're doing this collectively, it's much more powerful. And that is what we've seen since we began all of this. Absolutely. But of late, in the last, let's say, couple of weeks or 3, you all have raised your vibration to this point where more information is coming through to you. Start to trust it if you're not already. Most of you are. But trust it. Trust it with every part of you. That's the next boundary, if you will, for all of humanity to get to where all of you are at. So hang in there. It's really quite interesting how things are unfolding. Continue to do the things that you have been doing that take care of yourself, that are nurturing for you. But the inner world, yes, you can nurture your physical body. There's nothing wrong with that. You can nurture it in ways that are healthy to your body, mind, and spirit, if you will. We don't judge. We're just saying, if you're wondering, do I only go within? No, take care of your physical body as well. It's a manifestation of your state of being. So take care of that also. Smile a lot. Send out that radiant joy that all of you know deep down. Know that you are having this positive impact on your world that is really impressive. And each day, give thanks. Feel that gratitude. And you do. We're just bringing it up because it's something we like to do. You all know how to give thanks and to be grateful. Be grateful even for the things that are a little hard to be grateful for, because they're showing you something, aren't they? Or they're helping you in some way. Your roles in your community, in your world, are so important. Every one of you walking this planet has something to give. And as you awaken to more deeper and even more meaningful understanding of who you really are, and that becomes you that is sent out. Your personality, those traits you brought in that maybe were getting in your way, those traits might just dissolve, or you may not even pull them out of your tool chest anymore, because you don't need them. Again, depends. Some of you brought some of these traits in order to be the irritant, to help awaken others, to help them see things. So don't be quick to get rid of something that's serving a higher purpose. But know what it is. Do not indulge. Well, again, we cannot tell you what to do and not do, but it doesn't benefit you to indulge those more negative aspects of yourselves unless there's a reason for it. So understand that. As we said, from the example we gave at the beginning, the man that came in, the soul, we should say, that embodies the man that so many despise and so many love. Very few are neutral on him, and we're talking about Trump. He has done more to shake up and awaken individuals than anyone so far. So, again, we're not saying he's a good guy. We're not saying he's a bad guy. We will not reveal that information to you. You cannot know that from us. You must find that out for yourselves. Whatever it is that he triggers in you will be good for you to look at. And if it's something that's less than compassion, you might want to take a look at that. You do not have to like someone to feel compassion. You do not have to condone their behavior to feel compassion and caring. You don't have to frequent someone and be their friend to be compassionate and caring. You are the judge of that. But no one can harm you unless you let them. No one can disturb your sense of peace and harmony within yourselves unless you let them. So when individuals like Trump come along and upset you or trigger something of inspiration in you, and he is not the only one, he is just the most recent and most controversial. You want to take a look at that. You want to not look at the man or the woman or the person who is expressing these things. You want to look at yourself and what it's doing for you. And that's ultimately what you are all doing for each other. It's just that he is doing it on the worldwide stage. And you are doing it in your communities. So it's the same thing. You are acting in certain ways that some people like and some people don't like. So you are a trigger for others and you are an inspiration for others. Just you're doing it in a smaller way. Be brave. Have that courage to be yourselves, because when you are yourself, you come from a loving place automatically, and you are an inspiration. But again, what is your role? What are you doing? Well, we think that that is all for now. There are many, many more that will be coming forward to speak to you. See if you can understand us through how you receive our vibration and frequency. So you might feel more comfortable with one of us than another one of us. And just have fun with this. Build on your intuitive skills by not just listening to what we share, but feeling the vibration and frequency within yourselves so that you continue to master the human form from a divine, eternal perspective. We love you very much. We are Sornia. Goodbye.